Well, welcome along, everybody. It's Tuesday night again. Can you believe it? The weeks are just flying past. It's almost Christmas again. No, we don't want to say that, do we? That's going too fast. But we're certainly through the first quarter of the year, and we are into our second quarter. So on our way to the halfway mark. So welcome along. This is Business Owners Smashing It Online. My name's Nick Cree, and I'm your host. So good to see you all here. But before we begin, we've got a few people coming. So let's just do a quick round of intros, only if you want to. Just come and introduce yourself and your business and tell us what you want to get out of tonight. So the presentation tonight, for those that registered and forgot, is all about how to get your website to absolutely crush it online. So we've got some a 5-step process here and some interesting ideas that you should be able to take away and implement when you get back. All right, so who's going to be our first person to come and introduce yourself? Tell us your name, what your business is, why you're here, what are you hoping to get out of tonight? David, how are you?
I'm going very well, Nick. You're all good?
I am excellent.
I love your shirt.
Oh, thank you. I just sort of I've been doing some art today, so I've just spilled a bit of paint on it.
Oh, fair enough. Then. Well done. My name's David Fisher from the video company. So for tonight, we all want to get more leads through our website. So that's what the little magic of those different things that you always come up with every Tuesday night.
Awesome. Well, I hope it's all working because, yes, it is about getting leads and inquiries and new customers. So, if it is working, please let me know because we know we're on the right track.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, welcome along again, David. All right. Who else we got here?
I'm happy to jump on, Nick.
Sashwa, how are you?
I'm great. Good to see you. Good to see lots of familiar faces on this call, actually.
Yes.
So hi, everyone who don't know me. My name is Sashwa Benet. I'm a transformation coach, and I help professionals find their truth and path of happiness through conscious living. And I launched my website 2 weeks ago, Nick. Long awaited.
Awesome.
Soft launch. Still lots of pages to fill out and do. But yes, of course, keen to get a few tips from the pro tonight to understand anything that I might be missing while I'm in this development phase. So I'd like to get it right from the start as much as I can.
Excellent. Well, the good news is I don't know what the good news or bad news, but our website's never finished. So
true, very true.
So it's always incremental improvement. So hopefully there'll be some things you can take away tonight to add to your site.
Thank you.
All right. Who else we got here tonight? Come and raise your hand or just open the mic and comment. Donna, hello.
Hello. How you going? Long time no see on here.
I know. Where have you been?
Oh, well, just in the background, I think. I have just recently been doing a bit of research on a favourite person of mine, Richard Branson, and of course didn't know much about him beforehand, but I love his ideas for entrepreneurs and his book, Screw It, Let's Do It. And I went, I just love it. That's me. Screw it, let's do it. So
absolutely.
So basically it's a case of having my Visionary Business Hub, which is a networking group where ladies can meet up and help each other get deeper to create rapport and referrals and collaborations. So that's
awesome.
And I just love to learn from you, Nick, because I know like Sashwa, there's lots of things I still need to learn. Lots.
There's always heaps, isn't there? You know, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. So there's just a massive learning sort of in this digital world. So, well, good to see you again, Donna.
Oh, thanks.
All right, who else we got here? Who would like to come and say who they are, their business, and what are you here for tonight? What are you hoping to get out tonight? G'day, Peter.
Hi, Nick. Peter Beckenham, an Aussie, but I live in Thailand for too many years now. I can't remember how many, but at least 30 plus. I've been coaching people how to make more sales without selling anything. It's as simple as that. I'm the absolute opposite of traditional sales.
Awesome.
So that's my deal. I love it with a passion, and I like to work with people who are online, who hate selling, hate the thought of trying to get people to buy their services. Because if that's what your mindset is, you'll always have that problem as well. And Nick, I also want to thank you because I really appreciate the time and effort you put into these sessions. I think you provided fantastic service, mate. So thanks for the
Awesome.
opportunity.
Awesome. Great. Well, great to have you along again, Peter. All right. We've got Mandy. Hello,
Hi, everyone. I'm Mandy from Merimbula. I live in Paradise, South Coast, New South Wales. I've just launched a book, or just launching a book called Shazam that I've finished, and I've created an online program to go with that. And
Awesome.
of course, now the big thing, now the work really starts, doesn't it? Getting the book out there, getting the marketing happening. So this is just so perfectly timed for me to see how that all sort of how I can do that to the best of my ability. And yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Oh, congratulations on launching the book. I know that is a massive, mammoth effort. So, and takes quite a bit of commitment and discipline to do it. So yeah, all kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And yes, you're right. You know, once the website's launched and once the product's created, it feels like you've done a lot of work, but that's really where the work just begins, because that's when the marketing side of things happens, so that you're not the biggest kept secret out there. People just know about you and come and check you out and buy your stuff. All right, who else we got here? Got time for a couple more to introduce themselves. Tell us what you're here for. I'm looking around the screen for a hand. Do I? Oh, here we've got Colin. Oh, hang on. Before who was that?
Selena. Hi,
Selena.
Nick.
All right, we'll come back to you. We'll go to Colin first, and we'll come back to Selena.
Okay.
Guys, Colin Mickey. I'm in franchising. I build franchises. I consult the franchise companies. I also consult to ordinary businesses who want to make their business a little bit more franchise-like. Franchises only have a 4% success rate, whereas independents have an 82% failure rate. So anything at all to do with franchising, that's me. I also manufacture product in China, sell that in America. And like Peter, I also live in Thailand. I'm just stuck here at the moment with COVID. So anybody wants any help at all or any advice free about whether you should go franchising, licensing, or self-funded growth, I'm more than happy to give you some of the wisdom I've gathered over the last 35 years in franchising.
Excellent. Probably a good time to catch you. You're trapped in Australia, so grab you while you're here before you can get back to Thailand.
Right.
Awesome. All right, we've got Selena.
Hi, Nick. How you going? Hi, everyone. We are Excedia accountants, so we are accountants that are swimming in the sea of thousands of other accountants and finding it very hard to stand out and be noticed. And I really don't like our website. It's really boring. It's boring me, so it's got to be boring everyone else. So I'm looking at changing it, like you said, Nick, ever changing and recreating. So I'm looking forward to hearing what you've got to say. Thanks.
Excellent, excellent. Yes, I mean, so the accountancy industry there's so many accountants out there, aren't there? And they've all got boring websites too. So if you've got that sort of thought about, how do you change things up a bit and you get something that's sort of interesting to people and about them, then you'll definitely stand out and you'll get that sort of, I suppose, recognition and branding out there as well too, and hopefully attract those people in. So glad you're here. All right. We've got time for one lucky last one, and then we're going to kick off with some of our cool online tools and that. Hey there, Victoria. How are you?
Hello. I'm well, thank you.
You're looking like you're cold.
Yeah,
you're all right up there.
Yeah, it's very cold here in Wellington tonight. We've got a southerly coming through. So I'm in Wellington, New Zealand, and I'm a psychotherapist, counsellor, and mediator here. And I have to say that the last time you talked about websites and you looked at my website, I found that really helpful. So I thought I'd like to listen in tonight.
Excellent. Oh, well, I'm glad I didn't put you off and you came back again.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Excellent. And thanks for reminding me about that. We will be looking at some websites live today. So that's going to be part of the session. It is going to be interactive. Some people have shot through their websites early on. So I've had a brief sneak peek at some of them. But if you want your website to be included in a bit of a review as we go through, drop it into chat. I can't guarantee we'll get to them all because we've only got a limited time, but we'll do our best. And I've got a interesting way that I think we might do some of these reviews. So this is really just to check who's listening and really sort of getting to understand sort of how some of these concepts work. All right. So, but before we get on to that, let's have a look at our agenda for tonight. We do have one. And yes, as business owners smashing online, the agenda is we have some cool online tools, which I will run through very shortly. We have the presentation, which is all about how to get your website to absolutely crush it out there, to be a business vehicle for you that really does bring in new customers. We'll obviously have time for questions and things. I'll take questions and answers sort of on the way through as well too. Prize draw. I hadn't thought about that. I've been so busy doing that. I'll think about what we've got there. We'll have something anyway. And then we'll have the next event and close. But before we get on, please pull out your phones or your computers, check in on Facebook. The way we do that is if you open up with Facebook or LinkedIn, either of those is fine, Facebook or LinkedIn. Or if you happen to be a Instagram person, I'm not big on Instagram, but I know that my team use it, and I'm not sure whether they've got check-in, but they got that there, check-in there as well too. But I know that on Facebook, just where you'd normally put a post, just tap on that there. You'll get a menu pop up from the bottom. One of the items in the menu says check-in. Just tap on that. And you may or may not see Business Owners Smashing It Online come up, but if you don't see it, just go into the search bar and search for it, and you will find it. Tap on it, and feel free to add a comment, tag me into it, and someone else here, tag them into it. If you think someone else should be here, tag them into it as well too. All right, so let's move on into some of our cool online tools. So I shall stop this screen and we'll do another share, and we'll find what screen they're on. I think it's this one here. All right. All right. It has a green line around it. So that tells me that you can see a screen that says, have I been pawned? Can you see that? Give us a thumbs up. Yes, you can. Actually, I don't think it's have I been pawned, and it's not a website to find out whether there are any naked photos of you sort of floating around out there from your youth. But this one here is a site that is for checking whether your email address and or your email and login credentials on any websites have been compromised. So as you may or may not be aware, there are people out there who really enjoy hacking into websites, getting usernames and passwords, and then they go and do things like paste them all on the dark web, on bulletin boards and things like that. And so some of them get sold, people buy them, other people just download them, and then they go and log into your account and go and create havoc. The lucky ones manage to find your banking details and they log in there. And if you find money disappearing from your account, then this is sometimes the reason why. So I know that, often we think, well, this can't happen to me, or, you just have to be unlucky, but you would be surprised how many people come to me after something like this has happened. And it's more regular than you might think. So one of the things to find out whether you have been pwned or not, I think it's pronounced pwned, not pawned, is you put your email address into this little box, and let me see what's happening to me, So I'll just put in one of my email addresses, and you hit the pwned button, and there we go. Good news. No pwnage found. So I've got a fairly secure account there in that none of my and none of my credentials have been exposed. But I do know that this account here has been. So I've got a green there. I reckon this one's going to turn red. There we go. Red. Oh no. Pwned. So this tells me here that this email address has been involved in 29 data breaches. So that's where a website like I think I know one of them is Microsoft. So Microsoft had a hack several years ago, and this email address was in there, and they grabbed details of my login credentials there. And it's also been found in 8 pastes. So a paste is it's gone onto the dark web, onto a bulletin board, being published somewhere for anyone and everyone to have access to. So when you scroll down, you can see that here are the places here where there have been some breaches. So one of them is 123RF, which is a stock image site, 500px, which is a stock image site. Adobe, a big name out there, they have been hacked. Bitly is another one. If anyone uses that link shortening service, they have been hacked. Daily Motion, a video repository. Dropbox. So Dropbox, you've got a Dropbox account. They have had breaches as well too. So look at them all. So there's lots of them there. So what's the answer to this? Well, the simple answer is probably one you're not going to like, and that is to have unique, unpronounceable passwords that no one could ever guess, and have a different password for every single application that you've got. Now, I know there's real convenience in having a phrase or a word or your mother's maiden name with your birth year and, or those sort of things as your passwords, because it's easy to remember. And if you use it across a number of sites, unfortunately, you are a prime candidate to find that someone has hacked into your website or into your applications.
Excuse me, Nick. We've just put up our email address.
Yep.
It doesn't have a password, does it?
No. But what it is that your email address, let's say you use your email address to log in to say, let's say in this instance here, 123rf.com, you'll have a password associated with that login as well. Someone has hacked into that site and got the username and password from those sites.
So that same email address is a common email address of mine. So how the hell do I find which one, how do I fix that? Which one it is?
All right. So what you'll find is underneath it will tell you what sites it is, but you won't know necessarily what username and password unless you've not changed it. Yeah. But my suggestion to you is, and it's a strong suggestion, is that you change them all to unrecognizable ones. Now, I haven't included this in the apps, but I'll put it in now.
It says pawned, one data breach, but no pastes found.
No paste. So it means that there's been an incursion into a site, but the details have not been published anywhere.
Oh, okay.
They've seen your details, hasn't been published. Right. Pastes means they've been published somewhere. Yeah. So my recommendation is that you need to use something like Lastpass.com. So this is a bonus app because I didn't include this. And what Lastpass is it's a place for you to store securely your login credentials for all your websites and all those places that you use, and you can generate unique passwords for each one. And when you've got it installed on your computer and in your browser, when you go to a website and go to log in, if your username and password is in LastPass, it will automatically populate that website with the details, and you just click the button to log in. So you don't have to remember your password, it just automatically does it for you. Then, when you change your password, you can change it. You'll get a prompt to update your LastPass. You just click yes, update it, and you've got a new password. So this is the most secure way at the moment that we've got for securing your usernames and passwords. The other one is that also LastPass has something called two-factor authentication. So they've got an app which goes along with this, which is it's on your phone. So you download it to your phone, and when you log in to, so a lot of these places will give you the option to have two-factor authentication. Probably the basic two-factor that we know is a code to your phone number. So some sites you will log in, it'll send a code to your phone number, and then you enter that code into the browser to log you in. Some of them send you an email, but LastPass also has an app which you download. And so when you log in, you have to have your phone with you, and it will have the numbers there for you to type in to let you into the site. So these days, some form of two-factor is recommended for places that are important. So I would suggest some of those places might be your bank accounts, because they contain your money, but also things with personal details and bits and pieces in too. So, possibly Facebook and your social media platforms. The last thing you want is someone to hack into those and start impersonating you, and which happens pretty frequently as well too.
So these past websites, they charge?
I think Lastpass is about, what is the pricing? I paid $12 and I'm still on the $12 a year price.
Okay.
What do we got here?
Yeah, that's cool.
Not very much.
Yeah, so it's free. So there is a free version. Yeah, I think you can just get away with a free version. And they do. Oh, here we go. Here's the pricing at the top: $4.50 per month.
Right.
$4.50 a month. Yep. So that's pretty much the one that you would need.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the good thing about something like LastPass, if you've got a team like, virtual assistants or other people that are using your accounts or assisting you with accounts, using LastPass, you can give them access to your applications without revealing your password. So they'll have LastPass, and you authorize them to have access. So they go to the website, it just auto-populates it. It just has the dashes or the dots instead of the password, so no one ever sees it. The other real benefit of it is as well, and this is what I like about it, is if you change your password and save it in LastPass, you don't have to go and tell everyone that you've changed your password. Anyone that's got LastPass access automatically gets the new password, so pop through. So it's really easy if you're working with a team of people to have LastPass with it.
Okay.
So there you go. That site there is lastpass.com. We pop that into chat.
It is in the chat.
And yes.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
So when you've got LastPass and it generates a password for you, and say you're on your laptop, I've got an Apple MacBook. Yep. What I find is sometimes I'm on my phone and I try to go into sites, asks me for the login details. How do you make it share it with your phone?
Oh, have you downloaded the app onto your phone as well?
I don't have LastPass, but this is with other kind of things I'm trying to get into, and then I'll be like, should I have to go and do it on my computer because I can't remember my password or whatever.
Well, I know that with LastPass, they have an app for your computer and they've got an app for the phone. So the two just sync between each other. Okay. So you can log on to any website on your phone or any application on your phone, and you can use LastPass and it will just log you straight in there as well too.
Well, I've just been using the the Apple password.
Yeah, Apple password's good too. I think Chrome's also got one. Yeah.
Not sharing them on my phone.
Oh, is it not? If you're signed in with the same Apple account, you should be.
Okay, maybe I'm not doing it properly. Maybe it wasn't an Apple password that I used for that site.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
Thanks.
I don't think with Apple password and say Google has also got the same thing. You can't share that with your team. That's the real benefit of using LastPass. If you've got other people that need to use it, you can share it without revealing all the details.
Yeah, it's a good benefit.
Yeah.
How do you do that, Nick? Get them to share it.
In LastPass itself, there is a section there for you to create a group. So in LastPass, you can create a group inside it. So I've got a group there called Shared VA Team, and I just put all of the applications that I have access to into that shared area. And so if ever I save anything and save it into that shared folder, they automatically get access to it. The other way you can do it is that you can share by adding their email address to the application you want to share. So add that in LastPass. There's a sharing section there. and they'll get an email to say that they have been added to it. They just accept it, and then they've got access to it in with LastPass as well. So they need the LastPass application as well as you do. They have their own account. You're not letting them log into your account. They've got their own account. You've got your account, and you do the sharing from your account to theirs.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so these apps or tools that we're looking at, we'll pop those into chat. I think 2 of them gone in already. If you're not familiar with chat, it's the little icon down the bottom that looks like a speech bubble. Click on that. It'll open up chat on your computer. And at the bottom right-hand side of chat, are 3 little dots. If you click on that, then you can save the chat. So all of these, don't save it now. Save it after we've been through this, and then you'll have all those links to go and visit at another time. All right, next app that I've got is Partially. So this one here, in fact, I only discovered this one today because someone talked about it with me today. And this one here is for allowing you to offer flexible payment plans if you're selling products and services on your website, or if you're wanting to accept payments online. So So this works for things like courses or consultancy or pretty much anything, even products as well too, in that you can have your fixed price. So let's say your price is $1,000, and so you want to offer a payment plan where they can either pay the $1,000 or pay 4 equal payments of $250. Then this app here, Partially, will allow you to do it. You can use it across websites. And it will actually take the payments itself. You don't need a separate payment gateway to use it. It's all built in here. So, if you don't have Stripe or you don't have PayPal, this is an alternative to taking sort of payments. So, it's a bit like Afterpay or Hum that take time payments, except it's another service that you've got a wee bit more control over as well too. So this one's called, and it does integrate with a number of websites. So you've got WooCommerce, Shopify, Magento, PrestaShop, Quick. So those websites will integrate with that there, as well as some of the accounting packages as well too. So that one there is called Partially. All right, next one is mind mapping. I'm a big fan of creating mind maps because my mind is all over the place. So I'm not very good at creating lists, but I am good at connecting dots and creating mind maps. So there is this mind mapping application called mindmeister.com. And the good thing about this is all of the mind mapping applications that I've got are ones that are programs you've got to download. You can, but once you've finished it, you can send it as a PDF, or you have to send it to someone as a file, which they have to open in their mind mapping application. MindMeister is an online version, which has got collaboration tools as well too. So for instance, if we opened up a brainstorming session, you can invite other people to participate live. So down the very bottom here is a share button. So we could share it to Facebook, and you can add anyone in on Facebook who clicks the link. You can share it by email with the email address here, and you can also get a link to share as well. So if we copy this link and pop it into chat, that means anyone can click on that link, and you can start brainstorming and adding to this document here. So feel free to click on the link, and let's start the brainstorm. So the way to, it's really easy to use. It was just a double tap to add an item. So let's put webinar session, and you can use your tab bar to create another item. And then click enter to add yet another item. And they've got a whole lot of controls over on the right too, where you can adjust the size of the text. You can also do things like where we highlight items. So we want to add a red box around it. All sorts of features there. Oh, it looks like there's 5 people in here. So go ahead and start adding some items if you can, just to show people how it works. So if you just click on the brainstorming, you can just click the tab button on your computer, and you should be able to add another item. There was only 2 people left in here. All right. All right, so have a look at that. It's a great thing for collaborating and working with your team or a group of people. So there we go. Someone's got online art courses. That'd be Jane, I bet. Gave it away there. So it's a great way to collaborate with people. If you've got meetings with people, on Zoom, then you can use this on Zoom and share the screen, and you can have a brainstorming session and a collaborative session there as well too. So good for meetings, good for working with clients, good for working with your team, and it's all online. And then once you're finished, you can save it. And you can distribute with PDF or whatever, or you can just leave it, save it as a project in here to come back to at some later point as well. So, and they've got these other things too. You can add little icons to things as well too. So, all sorts of little tools for those that like those emojis. All right, so that's mindmeister.com. All right, next one is, this is a cool little one, which I just saw. Someone was promoting something the other day. You know how you're running an event like this one here, and it's across multiple time zones. So, people ask, well, what times, what time is it for me? And we know that, let's say for me, it's 6 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time. So let's just pop that in there. And the date of the event is actually, for us, let's add the calendar, 27th of where are we today? Let's just add today. There we go. Can give it a title. So let's just call this Bosio for business owners smashing online. You can add a link to it. So we'll add the link to this event. Okay, and you can add a description. Join us tonight. All right. And you can allow people to add to calendar. So we can put an end time on there. So what's that, 7:30 p.m. And if it's recurring, you can have recurring. You can add your logo to it or whatever. And then you hit the create button. And that will then give you a link like this here. So there you go. Let's just drop that link into chat. And what that will do, we'll click copy. So it presents a screen like this here. It says Bosio with a link through to the registration page. And here's the time in your time zone. So anyone that's in New Zealand, for instance, should see it at 2000 GMT. And then the add to calendar, it gives you the option to add this to Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, Outlook, or Yahoo Calendar. Don't know anyone with Yahoo Calendar. So it's not so stunning on a desktop screen, but on mobile, it's great on mobile. So it makes it really easy. So if you're running events, this is a great way to, you can add the link to your website for people to click on. If you're posting it in social media, you can use that link in social media so people can find out, when the event is in their time zone, and then they can just click on the link there to go and book. So that there is start-at, I think. start-at.com. All right, and our last one tonight is not actually an app or a tool, but it is a recent change in Google. So if you embed Google videos, or upload your videos to Google and embed them on your website, there are often options there for people to go to Google to watch it. You can often take off a lot of those controls. This here is just an article which talks about what's happening, and they do talk about the change as well. Let me flick to another screen and you'll see what I mean. All right, so on the screen here, you'll see a video. This was last week's Business Owners Smashing Online session with Nicola Kane. You'll see down on the bottom left, there is now a button there, watch on YouTube. So this isn't, and you'll notice there's no other controls on this. So you can remove those controls in the embed code, but this one here, watch on YouTube, is not dismissible. You can't get rid of it. This article back here that we put in chat says you can get rid of it, but we had a look at it, and what they had in there, you cannot get rid of it. So this is YouTube really wanting you to upgrade to premium, to pay for the service, which I think is about $14 a month. And they'll remove that. But it's also about getting people back to their channel, so that once you get back to their channel, there we go, the videos will end. You'll get presented with a whole lot of other videos as well too. And you'll see down the side here is all the rest of their playlist. We can stop that. So if you run a membership site or membership sites as I do, then that's probably not desirable behavior to have people leaving the membership site and going to YouTube, because it means that they can then go and grab this YouTube link and then go and give it to someone else to watch. So if you've got content there that's protected, you don't necessarily want to share it to everyone, or people have paid for the content, it might be worth reconsidering where you host your content. So this is a choice between using your YouTube channel and growing your search presence, because YouTube's owned by Google, so obviously it'll get put up into search. Some of these links here that I've got are hidden, so they're unlisted, so people can't find them. They don't go into search, but people can still get to them if they've got the link. So for those that are using YouTube as a way to store their content, even if it's unlisted, you may want to think about another option, which was one of those we talked about last week, which was Vimeo, which is another one that I use, which is where you can protect the content properly, and you won't get any of these sort of buttons coming up as well. You can also protect against downloading, and you can put your own branding on it as well too. All right, so that's just a recent change for Google. There were a few changes with Google recently, and actually one of the most notable ones too affects SEO. Some of you might have heard of the Web Core Vitals. So Core Vitals is COR, so Google it. So Core Vitals, that is a new Google algorithm change which is coming up, which is going to have a massive effect on websites. It was due to start in May. They've pushed it out to June to allow people to get ready for it, so they can make the adjustments and changes to your website. So if you do have a website, you do need to pay attention to that, and you do need to make some changes and adjustments to it to ensure you keep and better your rankings. All right, that is our wrap up for online tools and apps for today. Any comments, questions, or notables out of the lot there? Drop in chat your favorite one, or if you've got any questions, sing out.
Yeah, Nick.
Yeah.
I've just set up Lastpass. And do I have to list all my passwords? What I tried to go into using Google, that gave me some choices of what I use, and it came up with a 404 error. And I'm thinking, so what do I do? What is it now? I don't have to give them everything, do I?
No, Lastpass is where you store all of your usernames and passwords. So you've signed up for an account.
Yeah.
So you store them in there. So it stores it securely there. You'll find on Lastpass, there'll be an option there for you to download Lastpass to your computer. So you download it to your computer.
Yep.
And once you've downloaded it to your computer, you log in with the username and password you created for it.
Yeah.
And then once you've done that, it will give you the option to then install Lastpass as a browser extension into your browsers on your computer. Now you want to do that because it's that functionality there that will then populate or pre-populate your username and password into the websites that you've got stored.
Right.
So yes, you are saving all of your usernames and passwords into Lastpass. Now there's an easy way to do it, and that is once you've got Lastpass installed on your computer, and you've got them got it installed and logged in in your browser as well, you then go and visit the websites that you want to save the passwords for. You enter your username and password. You've got to do that manually. You enter it manually, and then you'll get a box that will pop up and say, do you want to save this in Lastpass? So you click yes, and then it saves it into LastPass. So then next time you come to visit that site, then it will automatically pre-populate the login details into that site. So you never have to enter them again.
Right.
So
And
I can-
Right.
sometimes
So I've got about
LastPass will also, it can do a password for you that it just,
yes.
it records. So that's where you can get your complicated ones that other people can't guess as well.
That's right. So if you sign up, like if you've got LastPass installed and you sign up for a new account online, then LastPass will give you a prompt to say, do you want to use this password? So you can generate a random password of 15 random characters and say, yes, I'll use that. It will automatically then store that into LastPass. You don't have to, copy and paste it. It will just do it all for you. So that's where, yeah, that's exactly right, Victoria, where you get the those random passwords.
So, but at the beginning, having 100 different passwords and sites, there's a lot of work to do.
There's a bit of work, but just do it incrementally as you go and visit
Yeah.
the sites. Yep.
Right.
And
okay.
so my recommendation would be when you visit those sites,
Yeah.
and you log in, change your password. Log in, change your. Log in, save
Yeah.
your details to LastPass.
Yeah.
Go and change your password. Use a password that LastPass generates for you. Click save. It'll save into LastPass and it'll save that one there. So don't do it all at once. Just do it
No.
incrementally as you go.
Right. Yeah. Okay then.
Also,
Cool.
Donna, quite often LastPass will ask you as you're going into a website if you want to save it on LastPass. So then you just click yes and it does it really easily.
Yep.
Right. Right.
Yep.
It's the initial stuff that I just went, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Just sign up with your username and password, download your computer, and that's where you start. So it's not,
Right.
not as bad as you think it is.
Okie dokie.
All right.
Thanks.
Any other questions before we get into the main bill for tonight?